doing? Well, I was just checking out the car ads. I've just about got the money together to get me some wheels. It's gonna be great. Oh, yeah. My name's Michael, and I've been asked to tell you about this Teenscope program. We're calling it You Can Make It. Living on your own, that is. And believe me, you can. Well, I'm making it okay now. Oh, but I had some good advice that paid off. So check it out. We're gonna run some stuff by you that maybe you thought about, maybe you haven't. Anyway, when we're through, you'll have a better idea about what you could be doing right now to get ready. Now, before we get started, you'll need a pencil, the handbook that goes with this program. Now, the program will stop from time to time so you can put things on a list. This list is the start of your plan for living on your own. You know, I remember getting ready to move out. It seems like I'd been planning it forever. But when the day came, well, I guess everyone reacts differently. I suppose it depends on the kind of situation you're leaving. Oh, and that's different for everybody. Hey, worried is okay. If you're not a little scared about living on your own, well, you're probably kidding yourself. The purpose of this program is to help you make a plan that will get you ready for making it on your own. The truth is, you'll probably experience all of these feelings at some point. Oh, when I first started thinking about living on my own, I was worried. Oh, I wondered if I could pull it off. Oh, when I moved out, I was excited. I was free. There was nothing I couldn't do. But it was different than I thought it would be. Oh, I got kind of depressed when things got a little tough for a while. But I stuck with it. When I had someone to turn to for help. It took a little while, and I learned a few lessons. But I'm on my feet now. Having a plan really helped me, and things are looking good. Okay, so I'm going to help you make a plan. You know, you've heard different strokes for different folks. Well, now, I don't pretend to know what's going to work for everybody. But I do have a younger sister. Her name's Shirley. She's been out on her own for about 6 months now. I always talk to her when I have questions about girls. I mean, women. See, she has taught me something. Shirley has a roommate named Tanya. And a new friend named Larry that you'll get to meet, too. He just moved into her apartment building from a small town. I think by watching some of the things that happen to them, well, you'll get a pretty good picture of the kinds of things that you're going to face. And of course, I'll be here to add my greater level of experience to help you get on with your planning. How about it? You ready? All right. Oh, I remember I was excited. Life is full of opportunities, and there are going to be ups and downs. The main thing is to make a plan that will help you get ready for making it on your own. Hey, that's too bad. We all get to feeling down at times, and all of us need as much help as we can get. But listen, this program will help you make a plan that will get you ready. It's the best way I know to take some of the pressure off. Hey, good for you. I was confident, too, about living on my own. Sure, I ran into some things I didn't expect, and I had to ask for help. But I kept thinking positive. But the main thing is to make a plan that will help you get ready. I sometimes have a hard time figuring out my feelings, too. Well, that can happen when you're getting ready for making it on your own. Hey, how are you doing? Well, I was just checking out the car ads. I've just about got the money together to get me some wheels. Oh, it's gonna be great. Oh, yeah, my name's Michael, and I've been asked to tell you and your young person about this Teenscope program. We're calling it You Can Make It. Living on your own, that is. Believe me, your teenager can make it away from home. They will need your help. At some point, your teen will be moving out. And there's no such thing as being too prepared. One of the things you can do is to help them think through all of the things they'll have to do when they are on their own. Your support might make all the difference. That's what this program is all about. Good. This means that you've probably done some things to help your teen get ready. We encourage you to watch this program so that you can identify ways you can continue to support your young person. You know, I remember getting ready to move out. Well, it seems like I'd been planning it forever. But when the day came, well, I guess everyone reacts differently. But I was lucky. I had an adult who cared about me and understood how to help me get my plans together. Well, the first question you have to answer is, how do you feel about your young person moving out? You know, you probably have mixed feelings about your young person leaving. I never really thought about the adult side of it. I guess I was too caught up in my own feelings. Maybe if we'd talked about our feelings, it would have been easier. Whether you're glad they're moving out or whether you'd rather they stay, you can help make the transition smooth. Your young person needs your support. You can expect your young person to go through all of these feelings, and you can help. I felt all of them at one time or another. When I first started thinking about living on my own, I was worried. First, I didn't know if they'd let me do it. Then I wondered if I could pull it off. When you see them being worried, tell them about their strengths. Once I moved out, I got excited. I was free. There was nothing I couldn't do. Being excited is natural. You can help channel it in the right direction. It didn't take too long before I got depressed. It was harder than I thought it would be. And all my plans seemed to fall through. But I was lucky. I had an adult who cared about me and understood how to help me through the rough times. You can be there for your young person, too. When you see them feeling confident, you can feel good that they're making it on their own. The point is that you're in a position to give support to your young person. There are lots of ways you can be supportive. The key is watching for feelings. If you know what to look for, you'll be able to help. Okay, so we're going to help you and your young person make a plan. I've got to tell you, it's been working for me. One of the things I really liked about the adults who helped me was their attitude. Not one of them ever said, "When I was your age," or "I didn't get any help from my parents, why should you?" That kind of talk always makes kids feel bad. You know, you've heard different strokes for different folks. Well, I don't pretend to know what's going to work for everybody. Oh, but I do have a younger sister named Shirley. Oh, since she's been out on her own for about 6 months now. I always talk to her when I have questions about girls. I mean, women. See, she has taught me something. Well, Shirley has a roommate named Tanya. And a new friend named Larry that you'll get to meet, too. He just moved into her apartment building from a small town. I think by watching some of the things that happen to them, you'll get a pretty good picture of the kind of things your young person is going to face. Now, the rest of this program is the same material that your young person will watch. The program will stop from time to time and ask them to put things on a list. This list is the start of their plan for living on their own. As you go through this program, we'll make your own list of what you can help your young person with. And you can make a list of things you're not comfortable talking about or may want more information on. How about it? You ready? You know, sometimes we act like we know it all. The truth is, we still need your support. Then they need your help. This program is designed to help you and your young person start making realistic plans for living on their own. Social life. All right. Oh, I like being with people. This part of the course is going to look at what you need to know about getting along with people. You see, you're going to meet new people when you start living on your own. It's going to be a change, and you need to think about it ahead of time. We're going to look at 3 areas of your social life. So take a look and make a choice on where to start. How you feel about yourself and how you take care of yourself have a lot to do with how you get along with others.
I can't believe it. I've been going out with Wayne all this time, and now he tells me I'm not good enough for him. What did I do wrong? I'm still the same person I've always been. I feel so bad.
It's natural to have these feelings. You know, how you feel about life and yourself often depends on how others relate to you. One of the worst feelings is when someone treats you bad or like you don't count. Even people who care about you can have a hard time showing it. It sure is a lonely feeling. Well, I used to blame myself for a lot of things, but I've learned not to. Not everybody likes me. But hey, I can accept that. I don't let it get me down. But if you start feeling down so bad that you feel like nothing matters anymore, get some help. I did. You'll be surprised at who cares if you just let someone you trust know you're hurting.
Well, I know I haven't changed, and I didn't do anything to hurt Wayne. The way he feels is his problem. I've worked hard to feel good about myself, and if Wayne can't appreciate me, I'll find someone else who will. I'm just gonna keep feeling good about myself.
Notice how Shirley handled this? She was able to keep things in focus and put her self-esteem first. Just keep feeling good about yourself.
Who is it?
It's me, Shirley.
Come on in, Shirley.
Larry, when are you gonna do something to this dump?
Get off my case, Shirley.
Well, I see you're in a great mood. What's the matter?
Someone called me a country hick today.
Yeah? Well, I've been called worse names than that. Some people think they have the right to insult me or ignore me just because I'm black and female. It really makes me mad.
Yeah, it must hurt. I can't stand when people act like I'm dumb just because of where I grew up. I don't know what to do.
Prejudice is all around us. We can't get away from it. I see it all the time. Race, sex, handicap, even age. It's always hard to deal with prejudice. But I know that I deserve respect as a person. Well, you do too. People can only make you feel as bad about yourself as you let them. Your self-esteem is too important to let someone else take it away from you. You just keep feeling good about yourself. And while you're feeling good up here, don't forget about feeling good physically. When you're on your own, you can't afford to get sick or hurt. So you have to do everything you can to stay healthy. Well, exercise is a part of it. Well, eating right is a part of it, too. The eating part may be the toughest. Because if you're like me, you stay on the run. But I learned when I played ball that junk food just doesn't cut it for the long run. Changing habits is tough, but a healthy lifestyle is best. There's something else to think about. Drugs and alcohol. Well, both can be dangerous. If you ever think you're getting in trouble with alcohol or drugs, talk to somebody and get help.
Oh, please be home.
Hello?
Mrs. Franklin? This is Shirley downstairs.
You sound awful, Shirley. What's wrong?
I've been throwing up all night. I feel terrible.
Well, I'll come down and take your temperature. Then we'll talk about whether you need to see a doctor.
Sooner or later, it's going to happen. You're going to get sick. If you don't already have something worked out for health care, you need to. It can be bad news if you wait until you get sick. Prevention is the smart way to take care of yourself. Well, talk it over with the adult in your life before you move out. And prevention is on the top of the list when it comes to sex. If you're having sex, and you can always choose not to, you know, you can learn to prevent a lot of serious problems.
Well, that's what I thought. The pamphlet talks about the differences between the methods of birth control, but it doesn't say what I'm supposed to do about... Well, the counselor said to call if I had questions.
Birth control is one thing that you really need to know about. There are quite a few methods, and some are more effective than others. Now, this is one method of birth control that us guys can use. We're responsible too, you know. For those of you who don't know, it's called a condom, or a rubber. So far, it's the only method of birth control, besides no sex, that can help keep you from getting all sorts of sexually transmitted diseases like gonorrhea, syphilis, and AIDS. You hear a lot about AIDS these days, and it's real scary. AIDS can hit all types of people, so find out about it. Nothing will change your plans for yourself like getting pregnant or getting a disease. So please, learn how to protect yourself. Then, when you're ready to have sex, you'll know what to do. The key is to talk to a doctor, nurse, or trained counselor.
Hey, Larry. Where'd you learn how to cook?
I don't know. Seems like I've been doing it all my life. Kind of like it, you know?
Well, my mom would never let me cook. She always said it was easier to do it herself.
Too bad. Maybe we can make a deal.
And how's that?
You help me fix this place up, and I'll teach you how to cook.
Done. It's a deal. This place could use my touch.
Shirley, you're my friend. Can I ask you something?
Yeah.
What would you do if you got pregnant?
You joking?
No.
You didn't.
I don't know. Well, maybe. I mean, you see, this girl and I back home, she said she missed her period this month.
Larry, didn't you two use anything? Seeing a doctor's the thing to do. The sooner you find out for sure, the better.
Shirley, I don't know what to do.
Look, you already took a risk, right? And you'd be stupid to take another risk by waiting. And you're not stupid, Larry. It's easy to get a pregnancy test. Just go to a clinic or see a doctor.
Well, nothing will change your life more than having a baby. Well, I'm talking to you guys, too. If you think it's going to be tough living on your own and taking care of yourself, think of how it would be to have to take care of a baby, too. Don't make a baby if you can't be a parent. And if you're already a parent, well, you know how tough it can be. It'll be tougher when you're on your own. Having a baby is serious business. Well, the most important thing for the health of the mother and the baby is to get early doctor's care. Health risks are higher for teenagers and their babies. The best way to keep from getting pregnant is to not have sex or to use birth control. Having a baby is serious business. The most important thing you can do for your health and the health of your baby is to get early doctor's care. Health risks are higher for teenagers and their babies. Come on now. Really? Really? I'm a little surprised. Either you know more than I did, or you don't want to bother.
Well, you can't just wait around hoping she's not pregnant. And talking isn't gonna help either. The sooner you find out for sure, the better.
An abortion is less complicated if done before the end of the 3rd month of pregnancy. When you think of social relationships, you naturally think of friends. One of the first things you have to decide when you move out is where you're going to live. When you move, you may find it's hard to keep up with your old friends.
Hi, Lawyer. How's the big city? I sure miss you. Sometimes I feel like I'm going to bust. I miss you so much. I know you love me as much as I love you. But sometimes I get scared that you'll find somebody in the city and forget your girl back home. I know that sounds silly.
There aren't any rules to follow about old friends. You just need to know that when you change where and how you live, there will be some changes in your social life. Larry had a job offer he couldn't refuse, and he's finding a new life here in the city. It's changing him. That's not good or bad, but it's happening. Friendships are built on shared experiences. Most of the time, you'll meet new people at work or where you live. Always remember, you can choose who you want to be friends with. Consider staying away from the ones who do things that can get you into trouble. I've got one word that says it all: respect. Respect yourself and respect your friends. If you lose respect, life's going to seem uphill until you get it and give it.
Dear Wanda, I sure do miss you too. I like living in the city, but I wish you were here with me. I get awful lonely sometimes. I went to this party last night with Ted, my friend from work. Ted got so drunk that no one could make him stay put. I tried to keep him from driving home.
Drinking and driving don't mix. Friends don't let friends drive drunk.
I met some nice people here, but I really miss you. It's lonely here. I'm looking for a roommate, but so far no luck. Can't wait until you come up next week. Trying to plan some things that we can do and don't cost much.
You know, you're going to need to have some things to do for fun that don't cost a lot of money. Sometimes it's easier not to get involved. But friends don't let friends drive drunk. When you move out on your own, your relationship with your family and others will change. Families often include more than who you're related to by birth and can be a help to you when you move out on your own. You know, I was in foster care myself, and I didn't have an easy time of it. It can be tough under the best of circumstances. I didn't stay in one place long enough to feel close to anyone. Well, Shirley was a little luckier than I was. Well, she got placed in a good situation. We both really wanted to be together, but it never happened. Well, one thing's for sure. Staying angry or feeling sorry for yourself doesn't make it any easier. The best advice I can give is find someone you can trust. Someone who can help you work things out and help you get yourself together.
Who is it and what do you want?
It's me, Larry.
Oh, yeah, come on in.
I need to borrow an egg. Do you have one? What's with you?
I just spent all afternoon babysitting for the kids downstairs, and they nearly drove me crazy.
What? You couldn't handle 2 little kids?
And what do you know about being a parent?
Not much. I suppose you just do it the same way your parents did.
Well, that's pretty scary. Michael and I got taken away from our parents.
How come?
They used to get drunk and beat up on each other, but they never touched us. The neighbors complained, and we were taken away. I always thought my mother would come back to get me, but she never did.
I'm really sorry.
Don't be. She died last year.
What about your dad?
Nobody knows where he is. He split. I guess I just want to be sure that if I ever have kids, I don't put them through the same thing.
Man, it breaks my heart when I hear her talk like that. I'm older than she is, and I remember more. She's wrong about them never hurting us, or else she just won't admit it to herself. Well, I can understand her being worried about being a parent herself. Larry's right, you know. The way most people learn about being a parent is from their own parents. But you don't have to be like they were. I know I'm going to find out more about how to do it right before I become a parent.
What would you do if your dad ever came back into your life?
Michael says he wouldn't have anything to do with him, but I don't really know what I'd do. Sometimes I actually miss him.
When you get out on your own, well, you may find yourself relating in new ways to your family. Or you might start seeing family members you haven't seen in a long time, or years even. This can be exciting, but it can also make you feel strange at the same time. If things get too heavy for you, well, talk about it with someone. I spent a lot of time working through my feelings with a counselor. It's not a sign of weakness to ask for help. Sometimes you may feel all alone when you're on your own. Well, there are ways to have a family of friends. Sometimes families include more than who you're related to by birth. Home life. Well, what does that make you think of? Big easy chair? Food in the fridge? Well, sit back and watch a little TV? Well, I'm here to tell you there's a little more to it than that. You know, there's a rule of thumb about how much you should spend on rent. Try not to pay more for a month's rent than you make in 1 week.
Hey, what's the matter with you?
I'm trying to study, do you mind? Besides, do you want to get us kicked out of this place?
Living with a roommate can have its problems, but there can be some great things about it, too.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Working. Well, it's something you have to do, and hopefully something you want to do. Oh, I happen to like working. Oh, I like meeting people. I like knowing that what I do needs to be done. I like doing it well. And yeah, I like the money too. I earn it when it helps me live the way I want to live. Oh, when you start looking for a job, ask yourself these questions. Are these people I'd like to work with? Or what are the hours? What does it pay? How much will I take home? Is there a paid vacation and health insurance and other benefits? How easy is it to get to from where I live? Well, can I grow in this job? What's the future here?
How did I do that? Missing those 2 days of work. Buying that shirt. I didn't figure that long-distance phone call. I'm short $18.50 on this bill. What am I gonna do?
Well, there are lots of ways to continue learning. Finish high school, or get a GED, or take courses by mail, or on TV. A VOTEC school, county extension program, colleges and universities, or the military. Many employers have on-the-job training, and some of them will help you with tuition if you want to study something that relates to your work. Well, just one more thing before you go. And now you have a list of things you want to work on to get ready to live on your own. Don't worry if the list seems long. You'll be working on it a little at a time. The best way to get started is to talk with someone you trust to help you make your plan. Pick one or two of the most important things you want to work on and get started right away. Each time you finish something, check it off and move on. That's the best way I know of to work towards living on your own. Good luck. You can make it. Oh, just one more thing before you go. It took a while, but now you've gotten through what we told your young person. Thanks for taking the time. Well, they should now have a list that includes all of the things they want to work on. We told them not to worry if it seems long, but to get with an adult and pick one or two things that are most important. They're going to need your help with this. The list is just the first step toward making a plan. Your job is to help guide them. Well, it's important that they get started right away. Help them pick something that will give immediate results. Each time they complete an item on their list, they should check it off and move on. That's how they can work towards living on their own. And that's how you can help them prepare. You may not be able to teach or help your young person with everything. You may not feel comfortable talking about some things. But you can help anyway, by seeing that your young person finds another adult who can help. Be honest with your young person about your feelings and limits and skills. Work together to help make a plan for making it on their own. Good luck. you doing? Well, I was just checking out the car ads. I've just about got the money together to get me some wheels.